So let's look at what is the impact of the backend systems with respect to performance and why is it important. How do we define a backend system? Usually these are the systems which are outside application boundary. Usually does not run in the same JVM as your application. For example, it could be a self-care application talking to a billing system in the backend. It could be a net banking application talking to the core banking system of the backend. And most of these backend systems may not be just used by the application that you're developing. It could be used by multiple other applications. Now, why do we care about these systems? We care about it because it's part of the path length. The time it takes will become a subcomponent of the path length. One more important point is when it goes from one system to another system, you may do conversion of formats, you may do conversions of protocols. It may go to an ESB. So depending on the interface, you actually spend little more time, little more resource in making this request happen. And path length does include this, which means the response time is impacted because of this interfacing. Now, what are some of the things that you could think of? Use asynchronous calls where possible. Why are we saying this? Because you're not going to hold your threads, but you also need to be aware of the implications in terms of how are you going to process the response messages. What if the backend system is not available? Because even if it is slow, the application can continue to give the request, which is more like beating a person who is dying. So using asynchronous calls can help when designed rightly, and have timeouts for each of the backend systems. So most of the connections, most of the connectors, either with backend systems or database, comes with connection timeouts. Also on the operation timeouts, such as SQL timeouts, web service timeouts, etc., use so judiciously. Again, just setting connection timeout is not the solution to the problem, but setting the right connection timeout is the key. We've also witnessed situations where one backend system going down or one backend system becoming slow kills the entire application. This is very similar to the analogy that I was giving with respect to one side road is blocked, the entire highway is blocked, even if other side roads are open. Not setting maximum connections, not setting the timeouts correctly can lead to this. So watch out in terms of tuning parameters rightly to know if you will lead to that kind of a situation. Now let's understand what does transaction integrity to do with backend systems and also with respect to performance. This is very relevant because once you start the work, the transaction scope starts, and once you end the work, the transaction scope ends. So anything that happens between these 2 points is called as in-flight. And the application service needs to know of the steps to either roll back or commit, because even if one step fails, you need to fail the entire transaction, which means it is more work for application server. It's more checks and balances that it needs to do. More so if it's a two-phase commits and transactions managed using global commits. So use it when required. Use the transaction integrity for the steps that is really required. And often the combination of application server as a transaction manager and the reconciliation ways are used to ensure transaction